Hello dear children and welcome back to the class. Dear friends, today we are going to learn about the chemical equation. How to balance a chemical equation. Dear friends, the chemical equation is nothing but the representation of a chemical reaction in the form of symbols. A chemical equation consists of reactants, products, and an arrow showing the direction of reaction. The equation in which number of atoms of all the molecules is equal on both sides of equation is known as balanced chemical equation. The law of conservation of mass governs the balancing of a chemical equation. Law of conservation of mass is applied for balancing a chemical equation. According to the law of conservation of mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction, and obeying this law, total mass of the elements or molecules present on the reactant side should be equal to the total mass of elements present on the product side. If the number of atoms of the element on the reactant side are not equal to the number of atoms on the product side, then it is said to be an unbalanced chemical equation. Dear student, we are going to balance a chemical equation step by step. A trial and error method is used for this purpose. Just consider one example. Sodium hydroxide reacts with sulfuric acid to form sodium sulfate and water. This is a word equation. Now, the first step for balancing a chemical equation is that write the chemical equation from the given word equation. So, how will you write this word equation into a chemical equation? How will you convert? Yes, for this purpose, we need a chemical formula of sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. So, dear children, we were already studied about the chemical formula, and the chemical formula of sodium hydroxide is NaOH and sulfuric acid is H2SO4. Chemical formula of sodium sulfate is Na2SO4 and water is H2O. Yes, it is the first step in balancing a chemical equation. Now, second step for balancing a chemical equation is that check whether the equation is balanced or not by comparing the number of atoms of the various elements present on the two sides of the equation, that is right side and left side. Normally, dear children, left side we are writing the reactants and right side we are writing the products. Arrow indicates the direction of the reaction. It is seen that the number of atoms of all the elements on two sides are not same. It means that yes, the equation is not balanced. So this is the second step. Now let's see what is the third step for balancing. It is convenient to start balancing an equation from the compound which contains the maximum number of atoms. It is also convenient to first consider that the element in this compound which has unequal number of atoms on both the sides. In this equation, there are two components, that is Na2SO4 and H2SO4, which contains the maximum number of atoms. that is nothing but the 7 atoms are present. Any one of them can be selected. Select the compound Na2SO4. Further, select sodium for balancing, as the number of atoms of sodium in this compound is unequal on both the sides. That's why sodium you can select. It should be remembered that the formula of a compound cannot be changed while balancing the number of atoms. Always keep in the mind, the formula should remain as it is. Formula should not change while going through the balancing. So the children, it means that here to make the number of sodium atoms in the reactants as 2, the formula NaOH cannot be changed to Na2OH. Instead, a factor of 2 will have to be applied to NaOH. Write down the resulting equation. On doing this, what we talked about, the equation will be 2NaOH plus H2SO4. Na2SO4 plus H2O. Check whether the equation is balanced or not. We find that the equation is not balanced, as the number of oxygen and hydrogen atoms are unequal on both the sides, left hand side and right hand side. The oxygen molecule and hydrogen molecule are unequal. First, balance the hydrogen atom, as it requires a smaller factor. Apply factor 2 to the product H2O for balancing the equation. Now write down the resulting equation. The resulting equation will be 2NaOH plus H2O to form Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. Again, the fourth one is that check whether the equation is balanced or not. After doing this, it is seen that the number of atoms of all the elements are equal on both the sides. What it means that? Yes, it means that the equation is balanced. The fourth step in balancing the chemical equation is that write down the final balanced equation. So dear children, in this way the balanced equation is obtained from the unbalanced equation by applying proper factor to appropriate reactant or product so as to balance the number of each element in steps. This is all about how to balance a chemical equation. I hope so it's very clear to all of you. Dear children, at home you just try to check whether the equation is balanced or unbalanced. If it is unbalanced, try to balance the chemical equation by using these all 4 steps. Dear students, now we are going to learn about the types of chemical reactions. We know that the chemical reactions are classified on the basis of the nature and the number of reactants and the products. So first reaction that today we are going to learn here is nothing but the chemical or combination chemical reaction. For this purpose we are going to take this small activity. We need the test tube, glass rod, beaker, hydrochloric acid, ammonia solution and select the lime. Dear student, take the small amount of hydrochloric acid in the test tube. Heat the test tube, dip a glass rod in an ammonia solution and hold on the top of the test tube. You will observe a white smoke emanating from the tip of the glass rod. Due to heating, hydrochloric acid vapors started coming out from the test tube and NH3 gas came out from the solution on the glass rod. The ammonia gas and hydrogen chloride gas reached to form the salt ammonium chloride in gaseous state first. But immediately, due to the condensation process at room temperature, it got transformed into the solid state. As a result, white smoke was formed. The chemical equation for this, so many times we were learning about a chemical combination chemical reaction. Dear children, For this small activity, again we are going to understand or clear the concept of combination chemical reaction. If the two substances join together to form the one product, a new product, it's said to be the combination chemical reaction. Hold a magnesium strip or ribbon in a pair of tongues and ignite. On burning in air, a white powder of magnesium oxide is formed. The reaction can be written in the form of chemical equation, that is 2Mg plus O2 to form 2MgO. In this reaction, magnesium oxide is formed as the single product by combination of magnesium and oxygen. Dear friends, when two or more than two reactants combine in a reaction to form a single product, it is said to be combination reaction. So this is all about the combination chemical reaction. Chemical reactions play important role in our day-to-day life. So dear friends, it's a request you all in your daily life, try to observe such a kind of chemical reactions and try to identify the product and the reactants and the time required for the combination chemical reaction. Alright, let's see the second type of chemical reaction, that is nothing but the decomposition chemical reaction. So what is the definition of decomposition chemical reaction? Yeah, I will ask you at the end of this topic. So dear children, the decomposition chemical reaction we are going to learn with the help of a small activity. For this we need the evaporating this, burner, sugar, calcium carbonate and sulfuric acid. Dear friends, take some sugar in an evaporating dish and heat it with the help of burner. A very simple activity it is. After some time you will see the formation of a burn out black substance. Exactly what must have happened in this activity. So dear friends, if you are studying properly, you come to know that in this activity a single reactant, that is sugar, is divided into two substances. One is carbon and another one is water. Sugar C12 H22O11. So dear friends, the reaction in which there is only one reactant giving rise to two or more products is called a decomposition chemical reaction. So decomposition chemical reaction is very simple. Here we are getting two or more products from a single reactant. I hope so I am clear to you. Thank you.
An explosion on an oil rig has caused a major oil slick, threatening hundreds of species of fish, birds, and other ocean life. Firemen are battling toxic fumes as they struggle to put out a fire in a tire factory. Some popular brands of soft drinks have been found to be contaminated with traces of pesticides. A major car manufacturer has recalled 1 million cars over corrosion problems. Each of these disasters has one thing in common. Tackling them requires an understanding of different types of chemical reactions. In this lesson, we will learn about the following: combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, and oxidation reduction reaction. In a combination reaction or synthesis reaction, two or more reactants combine to form one product. For example, a combination reaction occurs when sodium and chlorine react to form sodium chloride. The product of the reaction is sodium chloride. The reaction of hydrogen and oxygen to form water is also a combination reaction. Decomposition reactions are actually the opposite of combination reactions. In a decomposition reaction, a reactant splits into two or more simpler products. example, water can be decomposed by electrolysis into its component gases, hydrogen and oxygen. Another example of a decomposition reaction is the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. When heated, hydrogen peroxide decomposes to form oxygen gas and water.